Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today in 7 Deadly Sins Origin, I want to talk about your team power level and everything that goes into it. When we talk about your team power level, that is what really allows you to move through the game, to progress, to push content, but it's not made exactly 100% clear everything that goes into it. I have a couple tips on how to boost your power level very, very quickly so that you can stay ahead of the curve rather than playing catch up like I have been. So let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So when we talk about power level, in an essence, it is a gate. So when we talk about like the bosses on the main map, like the Red Demon, for instance, and those elite bosses, there's a 10-minute timer. If you don't do enough damage to take that boss down in that 10 minutes, then it ends the battle. It's a waste of time, and your power level just isn't strong enough. Or maybe your power level's there, but your combat rotation, like we were talking about in my beginner's guide video, if you haven't seen, I'll put a link up to it right over here. But maybe your combat needs to be tightened up a little bit as well. But power level is really key because I'll go out of here. There's power level suggestions everywhere. In the dungeons here, when you go into here, I'll just go into this normal one here, enter. I'm at 12K, it needs to be 8K. There's also some additional things in these dungeons, additional mechanics and things that you need to pay attention to as well. But when we talk about power level, that's where we are there. I need to be at 16K in order to do this one right here on hard. When we go into the boss dungeon, same thing, these boss challenges. As you can see, hard right here, I'm at 12K. I need to be at 12K 5 rather than 12K. There's all sorts of suggestions for power level. Now let's go to Book of Stars. How do we increase our power level? As you're moving through the game and you're completing quests and missions and finding stuff out in the field, you're contributing to the level of your Book of Stars here. The first gate is going to be at level 15 where you have this dungeon. These dungeons here are very important to pass because it's what's going to allow you to upgrade your world level. The reason why that is so important is because as you upgrade your world level, your bosses and your enemies get more difficult, but your loot gets much better, which means the power level that the loot, that the gear contributes gets much bigger as well. So you've got to push that content. So let me go out. Let's talk about what goes into it. And then we'll take a look at some of the world bosses and where to find some stuff. So let me go into hero info here. I'm just going to take a look at my Meliodas here. Also, 100% free to play. Just a reminder, I am experiencing this game and will experience it all the way to the end of the campaign, maybe even longer as a free to play player. I'm currently in the final act, which is, well, the end of Act 11, almost into Act 12. But power level always comes into play. I always want to make sure that I get stronger. As you saw out here, my power levels for each individual character, 3.6 here on Tristan, 5.6 on Meliodas, and you can see the other two. I got to work on them just a little bit more. But my overall, again, is 12K. So how do we do that? Let's go ahead. I'm going to back up out of here. I'm going to go into my hero info and over to Meliodas. So obviously, as you equip stronger gear, stronger weapons, you level them up. That's obviously contributing to your gear score. But let's talk about weapons specifically right now. So right here, I've got my dual swords, level 40. This is what I prefer to use on my Meliodas. But I've also got, an axe and I've got the long sword here. These contribute to your attack. As you can see down here at the bottom, weapons not in use provide 30% of their attack. So that's going to help you get stronger and help you push content as well because you're going to be doing some more damage. So make sure when these are unlocked, you put some weapons in there. I don't care if it's common weapons or if it's epic weapons or rare weapons, whatever you have, put them in there. The next piece is going to be this. So you can see right here, mastery level 3, level 2, level 4. This is something that I wasn't aware of until recently, meaning a few days ago. Your mastery here, your mastery level 1, 2, 3, and 4 on each one of these. As you upgrade your mastery, just these main ones right here, right? So this right here, doing this, and then upgrading that, activating it, adds a significant amount to your power level. So keep that in mind. It helps quite a bit. These ones out here, do not add to your power level at all. I've tested that. They don't add to it. It's these right here specifically. So make sure if you've got the materials, and hopefully you have some of those materials, because if we go out to dungeons, you can farm those materials right here. So you can farm the materials you need in order to upgrade your masteries. Make sure to keep your masteries upgraded so that you can contribute and help get that power level to where it needs to be, and make sure all your weapons are equipped here as well, or in their slots. Armor, obviously with armor, you've got gear scores here. That's what I'm calling this. The highest level gear score is what you want. So you're going to go farm from the different bosses, the elite bosses, the challenge bosses, all that kind of stuff. The dungeons, you're going to go in there, you're going to farm, and you're going to equip better gear. And then you're going to upgrade them where you can. Now, this gets a little expensive, especially with, like, if I go to Meliodas right here, I'm at level 3 right here. Refining this, just putting in what I have, look how slow it moves. It moves pretty slow. So, actually, that's moving much faster than it was before. And then you got these small ones here. It's almost not even worth. I think I'd rather salvage the gear than use it to upgrade my armor. But I need to get that up to level 3. But even with all of that, it still didn't get it up to level 4. So, make sure to upgrade where you can. And as you have materials, there may be a point at which you just stop so you can upgrade your other gear, because it does take quite a bit of materials. So that's your weapons, your armor, your mastery. Obviously, keep up with your potential as well. And then your engravings, as we talked about in that video I was talking about, you've got your engraved gear here. So I am on my formal attire. You get that on challenge missions too, which is very cool. You get all the gear for that. You can also farm for it. Right now, I'm currently working on Diane. So I need all 4 Thunderous pieces of gear here. So I've got 2. I need 2 more. And then I can go ahead and get her engraved gear. Work on your engraved gear in your farming so that you can increase that gear score even more. All right, so that is all fairly self-explanatory. I think really the thing that surprised me the most was my masteries. Making sure I've got all of my gear slots, all of my weapon slots filled up. I've leveled up my main weapon, but also worked on leveling up my masteries to help with my gear score. Let's talk about out on the map. No, not out on the map. We're going to go into the dungeons here. Obviously, these dungeons here, especially once you get to the hard dungeons, you've got opportunity for legendary gear and your epic gear here as well. So make sure that you're pushing your dungeons and you're farming the gear that you need out of there. But when you're talking about your engraved gear, let's go out to the map here. And I go over to my red demon. Over here, I don't have what I need for my engraved gear. It's not here. If I go over to my toad, it's not here either. If I go down here, I've got Noble Heroes. It is not here because I am on world level 1. Let me back out. Go to my Book of Stars. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade to level 2. Change my world level because now my loot's going to get better. So I'm at a point now. I'm going to go out here. I'm going to take a look at my red demon again. And now I've got some better gear here. I've got Thunderous Combat Boots. That's what I need. One of the ones that I need for Diane for that one. So we've got that. Over here at the Toad, we've got the Fiery Essence. That's what I need. That's what I needed for Tristan's upgrade. Down here as well. Down here. Come on. Boom. Boom. There we go. I've got Fiery Essence there as well as the Noble Heroes. This is kind of like generic epic, but these ones right here, this is what you're really looking for. So you're going to get a lot of that, at least for the first engraved for Tristan, just working through the campaign and the different missions there. But make sure you take a look at everything around here. Even when you're taking a look at this stuff here, when you're looking at the rares, what do you currently have equipped? What bosses that can you take out fairly easily so that you can get some higher gear score gear so that you can push that power level for your team. And then if I go out, if I go back out, I'm going to switch this now to world level 3. Change that. Boom. Go back to my map. And then right now I am farming Red Demon because now at world level 3 you start getting the courage tokens here, which as you work on your masteries, you're going to need this. And in order to get here to world level 3, you got to get through the dungeon on Book of Stars in order to upgrade it, so you can get the better gear. Also, now you can see a red demon. I have an opportunity to get some legendary gear here, as well as some epic gear at gear score 62. So it's a lot of farming. I'm having a lot of fun with this game. A lot of it, I swear, it plays very much like an MMO to me. I feel like it's more of an MMO. It's an ARPG. It's an MMO ARPG. I'm going to go ahead and call it that. But I'm having a great time with it. I love the farming aspect. I love farming specific gear and then going to the engraving to create those engraved pieces. That also changes the look on your character. I think it's all very well done. But I've had to do a lot of backtracking because I wasn't paying as much attention to my power level for my team. And I've had to go and work on collecting some of that higher level gear. I'm in a much better space now that I'm at 12K. And then I'll just continue to work through that. But you need to keep up on your power level for your team so that you can continue, as I said, push through the content in the game. Almost at the end of it, I can't wait to see what else comes up after that. But after that, it's a lot of farming and crafting and making sure I top off my characters and get them in the best gear. I think that's fun. I think after the campaign, all of that stuff is very cool and very fun to do. All right, everybody, that's what I had for you as far as your gear and your power levels and what really contributes to it. Again, those masteries, that was the biggest surprise to me. All right, everybody, as always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.